Hey folks, Rob Hilton here from AG Secure Property Management out of our Barrie office. Today I'm going to talk to you about entry notices and what happens when you've decided to put your house up for sale. So, this tends to be the most frustrating and challenging time for entry notices. First of all, the house is going up for sale, which means your tenants have a level of change coming, and we all know human nature, change can be difficult for a lot of people. And if it's a single family home, they may even be concerned that the buyer of the property is going to want to move into the property, which means they may have to terminate their lease. Also means that you've got people coming through their property or their residence to look at it that they never initiated it. It's strictly for your benefit as an owner. So here are a few suggestions that I think you might want to consider. The best way to sell your house is to have your house looking the best it can look. Best way to do that is get the cooperation of your tenants. Show your tenants the greatest amount of respect. First of all, go in, be honest with them. Let them know what's happening. Let them know what's expected. Let them know what's expected of your realtor in the sense of notice that they should be getting about showings, and be understanding. They may have events that are coming up where the showings may override some of the same time, and you want to show some flexibility as well. Set the record straight with your realtor. These are your customers. That house doesn't sell right away. It's sitting on the market, and the last thing you want to have is some very frustrated tenants because of the showings. Another thing I'll strongly encourage you to do is set showing blocks, i.e. Tuesday nights from 6 to 7, Thursdays from 3 till 4, and Saturdays from 12 till 2. Don't have showings happening whenever anybody wants. What you're going to end up doing is having realtors that set them up an hour apart from each other and getting 4 or 5 requests for showings in a given day, and it's just going to be a complete nuisance to your tenants, and eventually your tenants are going to stop cooperating with you in your attempt to sell. They can't block the showings, but they can definitely be frustrated, not clean up after themselves, or just not be cooperative to the whole process. And in fairness to them, this was something you've decided to do. It wasn't something that they necessarily were looking forward to. That being said, your realtor has a responsibility. Well, you have a responsibility to make sure your tenants are notified of showings 24 hours in advance, just like everything else. And I strongly encourage everybody, have your realtor deliver that notice to the door. It's the law. It has to be delivered to the tenants. Sending a text or shooting an email is not considered legal notice. If the tenants have consented to it otherwise, that might be different if you have it in writing, but legal notice in the province of Ontario, we'll go over that again, but still has to be delivered to the property at least 24 hours in advance. And you're paying your realtor a commission at 2.5% on the sale, and possibly they get the commission on the buy. They're picking up a good chunk of dollars here. Make sure that they're working for you, and that is one of the jobs, if they want to sell your income property, that they have to understand should sit on their responsibility. It's another interesting thing. A lot of people will say, well, how do I get the unit vacant beforehand so I can get it for top dollar? Be aware, you can't evict a tenant just because you want to put the house up for sale. Now, under the new Affordable Housing Act in Ontario, you can't sort of lie, cheat, and steal your way to this by saying, oh, we're moving you out so we can do renovations, or I'm going to move into the property myself and then the next day put it up for sale. You could be subject to some pretty hefty fines if a tenant ended up taking you to tribunal that way. So what you want to do is make sure you're upfront with your tenant, deliver proper notice, and just work the relationship so it works positively, so that everything works out and gives you the best opportunity to sell for the biggest dollar. If you do have a tenant that is causing a problem or blocking the showings in any way, shape, or form, get the realtors that are doing the showings to send you something in writing. Again, it's a small percentage of tenants that end up doing this, but there are legal actions that can be taken. An N5 notice can be issued. Something you might want to consider is if it's a family home and you're going to do an open house on a Saturday at 1 o'clock, maybe buy them some movie passes so that they can go out and enjoy the afternoon while the open house takes place. All ideas to create a win-win environment, which we strongly encourage all of our clients to take a look at every single time. So if you're a landlord and got some questions about this topic, you can always give me a call at 705-792-9764. You can send me an email at rob.hilton.ag@gmail.com. or you can check out more information about the services we offer at www.agsecure.ca. Have a great day, folks.